Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome back to the revenge, and probably the genocide, let's be fair, of the Texan people. I was just wrapping up some secret project stuff, chat, but we are here now. I just realized, by the way, that there's radiation in the ocean. That makes sense. That would be where a lot of the radiation would in fact go in the case of a global nuclear holocaust. That is correct. I just hadn't thought about it until now, but there you go. There you are. Look at that beautiful little planet of ours. The Black Lodge is becoming a concern, some might say. Caesar collapsed and has been overtaken by Vulpus, as is only correct. And I was going to plan and hopefully wait a little bit longer before going to war with Texas, but the Texans have currently declared war on literally everyone they could get their fucking hands on, so we don't have time to prepare anymore. The putrescent mother, the writhing corpse that we are for some reason worshipping, Swiss sauce, will need to rise now or never. It is now or never, chat. It's do or die. If I haven't brought up enough AA and enough aircraft to deal with what they've got now, I am in very, very, very deep trouble. Very deep trouble. Very tremendously deep trouble. So we're going to be a bit cautious with how we use our stuff here. Can I can logistic strike. Right, let's do that. So we're going to put them on intercept rather than air superiority, because I gotta be a bit careful with the casualties I suffer here. I was really hoping to be able to keep producing stuff for another few months, maybe 6 months at least to a year. Also, my number of caravans is falling dramatically. I should probably do something about that. How has chat been? Has chat been happy? Has chat been fat, content? Chat is always fat. But is chat always content? That I'm not so sure about. I've never seen chat fully content. Other than sometimes they're bullying Dev, then chat seems fairly close to content. I am not content. See, I've been planning to do some stuff for the new year about things that we should have, things that we need, things that we, speaking of things that we need, my flank here is looking a bit bare, isn't it? Okay, I've got 8 companies in reserve. I'll scatter out some more of them. Things that we need. You know, what kind of entertainment entities should be coming up on the horizon now? And to do that, I have done something that was at once very enjoyable, which is re-watching a bunch of actually good stuff and rereading some actually good stuff. Amongst them, King Conan, the Marvel series, the Marvel Comics run, which is still really good stuff. And I've restarted the Clone Wars, because, the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars has a lot of very valuable lessons for modern day entertainment. Whether or not they will be listened to is a different question. But it's also made me depressed because, well, then I get to look at the stuff we have today and how very little, if any of it, is actually conforming to the things I want. Construction speed, +8. What am I currently fortifying? I'm fortifying those. I'm building stuff there. That's fine. Do I want to boost it? I think I do. Yeah, let's. As I managed to get a hold of the Batman Absolute comics, and so far I'm kind of hating them. So far, I am kind of sort of hating them. Because what they've done with Batman Absolute is they have they have done the full subvert expectations, but taken to the extreme, where now Joker is the rich billionaire, Batman is the poor random crazy person. His parents didn't even die, only his father was murdered, his mother is fine. Alfred Pennyworth is trying to kill Batman. And of course Batman picks up a gun in like the very first issue, which is just... that's just reality now. Batman uses guns. Why does Batman use guns? Well, he uses guns because he doesn't use guns. Huh? What the fuck does that mean? Well, you see, we're subverting expectations. Uh-huh. Are we now? Yes. Why? Well, it's what all the cool kids do. Don't you know? I suppose. Oh. That stuff genuinely fucking annoys and frustrates me. Anyways, now that Texas has declared war on everybody, I am seeing an opportunity to do some damage here. In fact, I think I might be seeing multiple opportunities to do some damage here. I mean, cutting off one solitary company over here is not frankly going to affect their battle capabilities in any way whatsoever, but it's a start, isn't it? And with them having claimed a bunch of my previous territories, well, honestly, they've managed to kind of put themselves in a bit of an unenviable position here. Well, if I play my cards correctly, there might be a very nice, very large, very early surround. The Hangdogs want to resupply their ships in our ports. Sure. We are allies now, Hangdogs, you and I. Not really, and not for any extended period, and if you survive them, if you survive the Texans, I will be coming for you. Rest assured. Alright. Commence spoiling attacks. Pin them in place wherever possible. I know, little special forces, I know, it hurts, it sucks. There you go.
Heresy's the question.
They're cut off there.
Fire is the answer.
And of course, in doing what they're doing and trying to reverse Batman, they're obviously also doing serious damage to his entire being and reason for existence. For example, the whole using guns thing, right? The using gun things is something that he doesn't do because he was traumatized by what happened to his parents. That's the easiest, most straightforward, most likely explanation for why Batman refuses to use any guns. It makes sense. He doesn't want to risk, creating any more orphans, and a gun was what took his parents away from him. There is obvious reasons why he would have serious moral compunctions against using a gun, no matter how effective a ballistic weapon may indeed be. Oh, did I? I didn't put anything there, did I? No, I didn't. Right, just smush that one company and then move back into line, and we shall rinse and repeat this maneuver a few dozen times. But of course, in Absolute Batman, that rationale is taken away from him because he doesn't see his father be killed by a gun. In fact, his father pushes him into a bat preservatory at the zoo. I'm not even making this shit up. And thus saving him. So young Bruce never sees his father die. He never sees a gun doing it. All he hears is like the noise of the gun going bang bang, and that's it. So his trauma against guns wouldn't really have materialized in this universe, at the very least nowhere near in the same way or to the same degree. So that is the writers being like, oh, but he used a gun. That's anti-Batman. How do we justify that? Well, in this universe, he didn't see his dad die to a gun, so the trauma isn't as bad. All right, but by trying to be clever about it, you've now managed to take away the reason why Batman doesn't use guns. So why doesn't he use guns? Is it because he still has a moral objection to, like, doing grievous bodily harm to his enemies? Fuck no. He carries an axe now, a bat axe, which he uses in one case to sever a dude's hand at the wrist. You know, where the artery is. And the best part is, seconds before this happening, he's carving people up with knives. And Alfred is sitting on a roof watching all this happen, and he goes like, oh, the knife work is masterful. He's missing every artery. Bat axe, chop. I am upset with absolute Batman. I'm very upset. I'm not surprised that I'm upset, but I'm still upset. The fucking bat axe. I fucking hate the bat axe. I really hate the bat axe. Sanddoom, Fallout lore. The oceans are indeed irradiated, I'm presuming, in Fallout, but the Pacific Ocean has been heavily irritated again, more than other oceans, cause the Enclave oil platform dumps coolant from its nuclear reactor into ocean after use. Well, I mean, if the ocean is already so heavily irritated that it's already, you know, unlivable and you wiped out all marine life, then... well, shit, what's another fuel rod or two, right? Right? What difference does it make at that point? And ironically, that's actually kind of a hiccup. That's kind of a good argument, in a way. Sort of, kind of.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Well, this is working out a lot better than I had honestly hoped to expect. I've got a nice group of 11 companies gathered up there. Nice. Nice. The Hangdogs, well, they pulled off a brief... wait, Hangdogs, are you oh, you're at war with the Legion too! Ah, right. I was starting to wonder. They pulled off a brief little counterattack there, which looked pretty good for a while, but... well, if they're at war with Lupus's Legion as well, then I suppose they are about to suffer the consequences of their adventurous foreign policy. Not that I mind. I don't really care if the Legion or the Texans wipe out the Hangdogs. That's all hunky-dory with me. In fact, I kind of prefer it. Alright, let's start sending out troops then. Hexy, Batman used a gun in the 40s, then the censors came. He did, but the thing is, that is no longer Batman in the same way that Rogue Trader is no longer Batman, as far as I'm concerned. The current iteration of Batman is very much so the Batman that doesn't use guns. And their justification for him not using guns is, in my opinion, a very good one. The trauma for his family. That all makes perfect sense to me. I prefer the Batman that doesn't use guns, because a gun... well, it's an easy way to win a fight. And for a hero needs a moral compass. A hero needs something that makes him special, that elevates him above the thugs that he fights. He needs to be able to take on impossible odds and win time and time again. That is what makes him a true hero. And fighting people with guns, without a gun of your own, that is the perfect way to do that as far as I'm concerned anyways. So I massively prefer the no-gun Batman. Alright, let's see if I can do that snipping off a single little company thing again, because I'd love to just rinse and repeat that for a while, if at all possible. How's the, how are we doing in the air? 200. But I am killing them. 35 to 26. Okay. I'm losing a little bit, but that is to be expected. I really should be getting some aerial traditions. Oh, that one. Veteran instructor, yes. Alright, so even if we're doing just intercept, there's going to be a period here where we're going to get our little pussies pounded regardless, because they are going to have a lot more air experience than I, a lot more air traditions than I, but the Chained Choir is not exactly unfamiliar with adversity. we will find a way through. We always do. Oh, damn, it would be nice if I could actually get, like, 3 divisions, or companies out of this. I keep saying divisions, because that's what you normally deal with, but of course they're not divisions in this game, they're more like companies. The breakthrough is losing a lot of steam. I'm wondering if this is worth it. Tempted to use the Psychic Scream, but I really shouldn't. I should be saving the Psychic Scream for something a lot more pressing. Right. And then battle down on them. Secure the breakthrough. Do a spoiling attack there. Cancel that attack to try and keep them off. Probably won't be able to. Come on, you just need to hold out for a tiny bit longer. There you go, good enough. Right. Make sure that's secure. There we are. You may begin your fallback now. Good job, little ones. That's going to cost me a whole bunch of equipment, but I'm fine with that. Probably. It was almost certainly worth the investment. And take care of those guys, if you please. I want an alt, Ben, I want an alt universe when young Bruce Wayne, during a struggle with Thomas Wayne, and the mugger gets a hold of the gun and shoots the mugger. Maybe he becomes a spec ops later. I mean, hell, I'd rather take that over the other subversions of expectations. And it doesn't stop there either. Basically, when they said they were going to inverse the Batman universe, apparently they were entirely serious, as Killer Croc is now Bruce Wayne's sparring partner at the gym. Catwoman is like his childhood friend or something, and all just kinds of stuff like that. Where they've turned all of the villains into good guys and all of the good guys into villains, except for Batman. The whole constant need to subvert expectations at any cost whatsoever has done unfathomable damage to our entertainment, I swear to Jeebus. It's nice on occasion, because, you know, sometimes you just want to refresh stuff a little bit, you know? You want to mix it up. You've got a series that does a certain thing very well, and you want to do something different. There is a great deal of validity in that. But we've been doing something different with Batman now for about 10 years. If anything, we've gotten rather sick of doing something different with Batman. At least I fucking sure as hell have. And I'd really just like to see a Batman story again. I'll probably need to try and find and go through the other absolute ones as well. Wonder Woman and Superman too, to see if they've done the same with him. Maybe Lex Luthor is the good guy in this one. Hey Lex, my best friend. You know what, that wouldn't even actually be impossible. They did a fairly good job with that in Smallville. They actually did a really good job with that in Smallville. The idea of Lex Luthor becoming Superman's enemy after having actually, you know, been friends with him and knowing him for a very long time. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I quite enjoyed that. It gave a lot more of a personal touch to their antagonistic relationship, you know? Right, was Bowie the place I'd... No, it isn't. We've resumed our front line. Good, 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 good. I see they're beginning to peel stuff off from the south. Alright. Well, since we've crossed this pocket, we can turn around and deal with that. probably should speed up the offensive a little bit, though. This is taking up the vast majority of my military forces. So we shouldn't play with our food for too long, lest our food becomes, well, what feasts on us instead. Make the best possible use out of our Hangdog allies whilst we still have them. This does seem to be quite the bumper crop of Texans. Right, that is just going to push them in there. You know what? I'm actually sort of kind of fine with that, possibly. As if nothing else, it will certainly overload their supplies quite nicely.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
5 companies, okay. 5 poorly organized companies. Still 5 companies. Wait until you get reinforcements. Front holding? Yeah, effortlessly. Beautiful. Nitro, is Lex right about Superman being a crutch for humanity? That is a complicated question, isn't it?
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
That is a complicated question. So, Superman, is Superman a crutch for humanity? Well, implying that he is a crutch implies that there is some sort of problem that we might have solved without him, that we are not solving with him. So, that brings us into a whole question about the DC universe at large. Oh. Thank you very much, Hangdogs, for that bit of support there. Are there any problems we're solving? Well, yes. The problems we're not solving is the existence of extraterrestrial entities with unfathomable, unbelievable bullshit powers. That is a problem we are not solving, I suppose. The existence of, you know, Thanos and Galacticus and shit like that. Or, wait. Thanos? Was Thanos the other one? Thanos was the other one. What was the DC one? Doomsday. Basically the same fucking character, but, you know, we've got to be technical about this. The question then becomes, okay, to be a crutch, you still have to have then a problem that we could have been solving without Superman. Could humanity have solved the Doomsday issue without Superman? Maybe? See, the problem there is that, of course, all of this at the end of the day is a superhero story, which means that the heroes must, by definition, in essence, come out on top regardless of any other considerations. And if we do indeed not have any other considerations at hand, then yes, humanity would come out on top regardless, because that's what humanity does, comes out on top. But if we take the actual power levels of these creatures into consideration, I don't think so. I think we'd just be fucked. But on the other hand as well, a big part of the reason why a lot of these supremely powerful creatures out there wants to fuck us so hard is because of our meta-human population, and because of what a, you know, absurd influence we're having on everything else. All of these other godlike beings would normally not give 2 shits about Earth, because why would they? But because we have a few dozen godlike creatures of our own bumping about uncontrolled, we turn out to be the focus point of far too many galactic events. Which makes all of these big beasties take notice of us and go like, this is clearly really dangerous. We're basically allowing this child civilization of little retarded hairless monkeys to sit atop a enormous stockpile of, in essence, nuclear weapons. Is this a good thing? Probably not. Should we deal with it? We probably should. So, I don't know, rather than crutch at that point, I'm I'm thinking it might actually be to our active detriment. Well, that's that pocket dealt with. And in ample time as well, as I have yet to see any sort of a counterattack begin to mount over here. Lovely. Could the Imperium of Man solve the Darkseid problem? Probably. The Imperium would probably have the firepower required to solve the Darkseid problem. Because if nothing else, you know, a Primarch would probably do a number on Darkseid. And, well, you know, they're returning in their fucking dozens these days, so there's that. Furthermore, Darkseid's military is a comic book military, meaning that they're retarded, and they... You motherfuckers, do you have... Oh, you little fucking whores. No? Docking rights. Okay, yeah, no, they're all going over there as in retreating. Okay, yeah. Because a moment there, I thought, do they have access to their territory? Because if so, that would suck a lot, but I don't think so. Right, I'm just gonna let you stew up there for a few days, you know? Let you wear yourself out of a bunch of your guys. The Darkseid military is shit. Like, their big, dumb flamethrower tanks and such awful nonsense would probably not stand up very well to the Imperium of Man at all. Now, some of his superpowered dudes might at least do reasonably well, but frankly, most of them, they're not that impressive, honestly. They're not that impressive. Night Shroud, is Lex right about Superman being a crutch humanity? Can I actually arrive at a conclusion up on that? No will be my final conclusion, and if anything, he might actually be a detriment to humanity. I think. And Sandum, playing Rogue Trader now. Any tips for a new player? Play the most aggressive guy you can. There is no room for softness, pity, or mercy in the 41st millennium.
Service guarantees citizenship.
All right, are you retreating? No, you're not. You're destroyed. Fantastic. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Right, can I spend my culture advisor, political power?
Fire is the answer.
You know what? Yes. I think we shall pick that.
Fire is the answer.
I can't actually advance any of this, can I? I don't think so, no. Okay. Right, just construction engineering then. Construction engineering. And can I court anything? I can. Right. Begin the courting procedures. And as for occupied territories, let's see. Cherokee Nation, we can probably go down to road patrols. Wait, is that somehow... No, it's not. Okay. Road patrols. The Hangdogs, we need wasteland pacification. Because we gotta bring them up to compliance. There. That should free up some troops. Am I making dogs, by the way? I am. I got 316 dogs left over. Okay, let's actually bring that back up there, because I think I'm probably gonna need some more dogs very soon. Right. Stage 1 of the plan has been carried out rather effectively. And my area losses have been... uncomfortable, but not crippling. Poor aces. Uncomfortable but not crippling. Good enough for government business. Right. Cancel your operations. And translate over to Wichita Falls for the next stage of our offensives. You 10 are done done training, good. Right, move 4 of you over to the Night Stalkers army. And the other 6, you will form another army under the command of Lysander here. And I think we shall begin training another 10 companies of Possessed whilst we're at it. Now then, the battle plans going forward. I don't think I'm going to need that. How much does this cost? Not too much. Build fortifications on that holding. We are going to need them. Sendum. Oh, I would love to see Conrad Curze playing with Darkseid. Well, his usual terror tactics at least wouldn't work, yeah? He starts skinning people alive in Apocalypse by the dozens. It's like, are you ready to change your ways now, vile evil one? It's like, no. But why not? I'm killing so many of your people. Yeah? And? Oh, poor Curze. See, Curze expects that his terror tactics will do something. He believes in the goodness of his opponent. He genuinely, like, his terror tactics would actually coming from a place of, you know, genuinely beneficial feelings to begin with. He actually was doing that stuff to help the population of Nostromo. Nostromo? Nostromo. Right? Nocturne? No, that was the other one. And I hated the fact that they retconned that. I despise the fact that they retconned that into him just being some sort of weird pervert. It's like, no, I actually just kind of like, why are you doing this, Conrad? Is it to teach everyone a lesson, to show them that the path of righteousness is hard and difficult, and that if they don't tread it, something even more hard and difficult will come their way? No, it makes my pee-pee hard. Thanks, GW. Thank you. You had a great character there. It wasn't quite as bad as the reflection cracked, but it was certainly in the same ballpark. Sighs. Heavy sighs. Despondent sighs. Alright, well, there goes the Hangdogs, and apparently they gave me some laser rifles. Yay. Couriers and refugees from Colorado have confirmed that Vorpus's Legion forces have overwhelmed the defenders of Dog City and taken the Hangdog capital. Though the sound of battle rage on in the ruins of the city, with bodies and bullets falling from the towering buildings, fighting has largely ceased. The titular dogs of the city work both for and against the defenders, striking the force of Vulpus' legions from drainage pipes and other small places they can hide. Meanwhile, Vulpus' legion and their armies continue their advance outside the city, heading towards the remaining stronghold in Hangdog's control. Can the Dogs of War hold out and make a comeback, or will they be snuffed out like many under Vulpus' legion's boot? Well, Vulpus appears to be doing what his predecessor could not. That is good for him. It is good for him indeed. As it would be a shame if the Legion were to fail again. Dispatch the prospectors, please. Alright, hold on for a second whilst the organization restores itself. Oh. Hi there. Hello. Well, that is upsetting. Right. Send some possessed over there to deal with them. It'll probably be enough. I think whilst the enemy is presumably still busy with the Mexicans, we shall repeat the Santa Ana Gambit and launch ourselves across the border in a daring operation, hoping to destroy anything in front of us before any further enemy reinforcements can be called up from the south. Right, first, we do a little snip here. And a little snip here. And we'll prepare a little snip over there. Do we need air cover? No enemy aircraft are operating in the region. Right. We'll give our own air forces a bit longer to recover then before we throw them back into the crucible of battle, from which they tend to suffer quite mightily from the enemy's superior air forces.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
You three, support a thrust in there. Go on, my darlings. Deliver onto me Texan bodies. As many of them as you possibly can. Nice, nice. Ooh, okay, hold on. No, that's not gonna work anyways. Leave one. Take the other two. Smash. An agent has been captured. Have they now? Why? How could you do this to me? Alright, we're decrypting them. Alright, send out a rescue operation, I guess. I don't have a lot of spies. I'd like to keep the ones I have, if at all possible. Please, kindly. Now. No redeploying within the capture area. You will stay put, wherever you are, until I can come and brainwash you over to my side. That was a good pair of little snips there, if I do say so myself. Excellent. Excellent. Right. You did reinforce your defenders over here. We'll hold off on attacking that. Sujar, Darkseid isn't just some guy who's really strong. He's the physical manifestation of the concept of tyranny. You can't actually kill him. No dev. Woohoo. Can't you, though? Can't you, though? I feel like they've killed Darkseid many times, but then again, I feel like they've killed Superman many times as well, so I guess I'm shooting myself somewhat in the foot there with the idea that any of these characters are actually mortal. Refined air theory, air doctrine, lightning raid, experience gain, daily. Nice. Yep, that one. Yep. I don't even care. I just need air. I just need air experience right now. If I'm going to be catching up to my opposition. All right, you've trained your. No, you've trained yourself mostly back up again. Right. Resume air cover. There shouldn't be anything outside powerful enough to screw me over here. Now that is what we call a nice opening offensive. Very good, very good. You should probably get under my new commander, Lysander. No, Robert Hardy. Right, Lysander's dead too. One of the many, many people eaten by Mother. You know, chat, I feel as if we made an enormous mistake in choosing to align ourselves with Mother. It has caused us great hardship so far by eating my best general and doing countless other things of questionable efficiency and benefit. Who would have thought that serving the flesh-eating monster thing we found in our basement that has fed upon hundreds of thousands of corpses would turn out so badly? It's almost as if the game is trying to tell me something about monsters. And I don't, you know what? Okay, that was one of the things that I really liked about Baldur's Gate for a short period of time until they did the opposite of it. You know, in Baldur's Gate, there is a part of the game where, fairly early on as well, where you ask Shadowheart about why she serves the god of darkness, whose name now escapes me. And she basically explains it in philosophical terms, that, you know, the mistress of darkness isn't actually technically something to be afraid of. It's the end. That's all it is. It's simply just the end. And the end comes to every creature. Thus, there is a certain sense of soothing safety in not resisting, essentially. In simply giving yourself over to the dark, and instead actually becoming an agent of the dark to hasten its inevitable success. Because if the end is inevitable, then, well, shit. It'll be less suffering and misery for everyone if it comes tomorrow, rather than 100 years to allow another 100 generations to suffer. It's kind of like the extreme nihilistic mathematician point of view, where it's like, the more people that are in the world, the more suffering there is in the world, thus the only moral thing to do to end suffering is to start fucking killing a lot of people. Not a viewpoint I particularly agree with myself, as I don't really see the argument there, but at least that is a reason, a rationale, even if it is a bit of a silly one. More than a bit of a silly one, to be fair. It's something, you know? Whereas all too often, the reason why the bad guys are bad is just because they're evil. Like, they're the bad guy. What do you want from them? They're actually just a monster. Or they're doing it for something like, money, power, authority, which, you know, those are reasons too, but they're somewhat overdone reasons. They're all too often the only reasons. Like, why are you doing this? Why did you burn that entire village to the ground? Well, it was in the way of my petunias. Like, okay. I mean, just being incredibly evil is a reason too, but yeah, I'd like for there to be a slight bit more of a rationale to my unreasoning evil vileness. And even then, there's also times when just evil actually works just as good, if not better. But usually, the just evil needs a certain cloak of mystery, in my opinion. So, not that there aren't reasons, it's simply just that you do not know the reasons. That's all. Like the Lord of the Rings is an excellent example of that. Like Sauron. Why is Sauron evil? Well, in the deep, dark tomes of countless sourcebooks and so on, there is actually a proper reason for why he's doing what he's doing. But in the eyes of the reader, initially, he appears to just be this terrible, terrible thing. And by and large, he is just this terrible, terrible thing. But the fact that you don't know makes it interesting. The fact that there is enough mystery there. It's like, oh, who is Sauron? Oh, Sauron is an ancient, powerful evil beyond your wildest imagination. Like, okay. So clearly, he's an old evil, so he's doing this for old evil things. Like, we simply do not understand his motivations. It's kind of what Cthulhu often leads on far too much, in my opinion, by new. Oh. Now, why would you do something so cruel and cuntish as that? Stop that. Could this be used for an even greater surround? Possibly, but if the AI has any sense... Which, granted, I don't know if the AI usually does. It would be sounding the retreat right about now. How's the air battle going? 300! Jesus! Calm the fuck down. Well, at least I'm shooting some of them down. Alright, get the special forces up there and we'll try to choke off this fresh penetration fairly early on. Just march down there, that'll be fine. Are they pulling troops out of it? They seem to be, yes. Okay, with those fresh troops, I think we try for something more ambitious. Alright, you wish to deny me my victory there? Very well. Let's see if you can deny me making the victory even larger instead. Reign of Fire. There was another setting that did that, like, mysterious motivation thing kind of well. Oh, well, it largely explained the motivation. The motivation was I's hungry, and's horny, which also does make a great deal of sense. I hungry and I horny has, you know, those have been potent motivations throughout of human history. But to begin with, you don't know what the dragons are, why the dragons are doing this, why the dragons are wiping out humanity and burning everything to the ground, because initially, that seems kind of self-defeating. It's like, you're burning everything? Everything. Everything? Absolutely everything. What do you eat? Well, turns out, literally, the ashes of dead things. Like, okay. Fair enough. Sounds like a strenuous diet to me, but such is life when you are a giant fire-breathing dragon. That one also did a great job of introducing a little bit of how do I put it? A little bit of bait and switch heroics, almost, sort of, kind of, in a way, where they introduce a character that looks like he's going to be the big-ass hero, and he kind of is, but he turns out to not be the biggest, baddest hero, and so on. Reign of Fire is really good, and everyone should watch Reign of Fire. Reign of Fire is really cool, it's a great goddamn fucking movie, severely underrated, needs to be watched by one and all, one and sundry. Careful there. The real Sardax, I prefer Invincible to Marvel DC. To be honest, not afraid to make fun of itself and its superhero nonsense, but still handles serious topics way better. Invincible. That's God, what was that? That is the recent one. Right? The one with the plutonium or whatever, that guy? That guy? Where Mark, that one, right? I think I know which the one you're talking about. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. There are parts of it that I am quite fond of, that they do very well. There are other parts of it that I don't particularly like. One of the things I don't like is that it kind of... It's a bit late to the whole evil superhero thing. Now, granted, the original comic is no doubt way older than that, but a lot of the things it does, to me, who has, read Injustice first, comes across as somewhat dated. Like, boring, almost. Then there's a couple of the other things, like race swapping the love interest, the first love interest, to be fair, not the final one. And the end of it all, which I find to be... I don't know, a little like Superman with extra steps, kind of. For me, it's very much one of those, like, kind of, I see why people like this, I see the quality of it. I quite liked the first season, and didn't like the second season that much. I felt like the second season was kind of wandering, not really quite knowing where it was going with things, waffling around. It could have been half the amount of episodes, which would probably actually have helped the final payout in the end quite a bit too. But it's certainly better at handling serious topics, as you say, than most Marvel DC nonsense. Like, the idea of what's his name? Actually, there was another comic. I think that's where I have the Plutonian from. Because there was another comic where the bad guy, evil Superman, was called the Plutonian. It did a very good job. I really enjoyed that one. It's kind of like Invincible, but more... How do I put it? It's like Invincible, but darker? I hate to say it, because I'm starting to loathe the term, like, oh, it's this, but dark. I'm genuinely starting to despise that whole term myself too. I really am. But it is Invincible, but darker even. I really enjoy that one. What was it even called? I have no idea now. Right, Air Force. Let's go. Let's vote in pilots. Before the cracks start showing. Okay. So, no care of casualties. Air attack 10. Night operation. Penalty 5 hit. 20. Air defense minus 10. Air defense minus 5. Air accident chance plus 20%. Okay, right, I don't really have... Yeah, I don't think I've got the numbers to sustain that. Jury-rigged nuclear engines, after all, is no mean feat, that's true. They match the enemy in the sky 2-1-1, so why try? There are many other methods to even the odds and contest the clouds. Huh. Oh, interesting. The idea of launching, like, aircraft from trucks? Okay. Or improvised airfields. Huh. Interesting. I think this one. Because I'm not at the point where I can't have an Air Force, so I don't really need to go, like, full defensive. But I also don't have enough of an Air Force to the point where I can afford to waste a lot of it. So we're gonna go a little bit of both. A little bit of conservatism, not too much. Just enough. Crushed. Flyboys, become a member. Welcome, and thank you for becoming a member, sir. Take Dallas. Dallas will be ours. Nothing can stop us from controlling Dallas. Do I have any more reserves to call upon? No, I've dedicated pretty much everything now. Right. Any way I could carry out offensive operations over here as well? Possibly. I mean, there's not a whole lot of stuff in front of me, so I think yes. Yes, I think so. Then, Featherine Augustus Aurora in Umineko. It amuses me. In Umineko. I don't understand what you're talking about. I don't think I know that reference. If it is reference. At all. Smash. Some tough urban resistance, but they are outnumbered and surrounded. And whilst their air force is proving a bit of a bother, a lot of a bother, it's not quite crippling. And I am shooting a decent number of them down, actually. 8 shot down is not bad. Not bad at all. And keep pushing. We will suffer under the rain of bombs. We will, my lads. But you're just gonna have to suck it up, shoot whatever you can down, and hope that the fighters can aid us. Disrupting the enemy's efforts wherever possible. 15 shot down, not bad.
Service guarantees citizenship.
The fall of Dallas. Yes, yes. That's more like it. That is more like it. The Provincial Republic of Texas, one of the largest powers in Texas, just Texas at this point, is supposedly close to being overrun, with the capital city of Dallas being captured by the Chain Choir earlier today. Reportedly, their leader, Edward J. Rusk, was seen fighting alongside defending forces in the streets of the city prior to their retreat. As the Brotherhood withdrew from their capital, raiders within the territories that were active even before the ongoing conflict are now raining hell upon caravans and settlements within the Brotherhood. Unable to respond, can the Provisional Republic of Texas recover, or will Texas be under the control of an enemy power? Well, don't you worry, because what we're going to do to Texas is going to be a lot more interesting than mere controls. Don't you worry indeed. I have very different plans in mind for you, Texans. Right. Begin freeing up what troops we can for further offensives. Oh hey, Waco! There shall be another massacre at Waco very soon. This one more legal than the preceding one. Pockets for the pocket god. Encirclement for the encircle god.
Heresy is the question. Fire is the answer.
Encirclements for the circle god, yes. For he is eternally round. And does not wish to become any less round. In roundness we trust. In roundness there is glory. In rotunded singularity lies our salvation. For only in the circle can we find refuge. I don't know if refuge is the correct terminology, considering what the circle will do to people within it, but you get the general drift. Smush. The Real Zartex comic is from 2003, which is what I'm referring to. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, now then, I'm going to need to capture the river before anything else really matters. Right. Shift. Forces northwards. Damn, you've got the exact same color as the other red chick, don't you? Stop that. It confuses me tremendously.
Service
You can be
citizenship.
blue. There you go. It's kind of a hideous color the way it's rendered in this game right now, but good enough. Sweep in, seize the river first. Any casualties caused now are companies we are not going to need to worry about later on. Athens? Yes, I think so. Get the special forces across the river. And we can cut off another slice. I am noticing I'm running low on some form of equipment. What am I running out of? Common weaponry, support equipment. I've got plenty of support equipment. Plenty of dogs. Is it common weaponry? Am I actually running low on common weaponry? I might be. Oh boy. Okay, right. That's gonna need fixing. Dogs. Less launchers. Are we building military factories? We are. Continue building military factories, if you please, everywhere you conceivably can. Scavengers failed. Miserable gits. I should really know that failure is not an option in this brutal little world of ours. So if we're starting to run out of basic weapons, it's time to see if we can finish this conflict. I don't know if we can. It's a lot of Texas left. That is a lot of Texas left. No use bellyaching about it. Just keep going. I'm sure the Texans must be feeling the heat too at this point. So long as I'm not getting crushed from the sky within seconds of launching an offensive, I shall be happy. Akaman's Spawn series is still better than any recent Dark superhero iteration. Also, how far is Overlord raising Hull Fund, or is it cancelled? If not, add this. It is not cancelled, no. Basically, the funds will keep running, like, for like a month or something, maybe, since the last donation. So if somebody wants to fund something by themselves, just like by putting $10 into it a week or something, they can do that. So I'm not going to cancel them unless there is no traction for them. So I will add that. It is now at $96. As we have 1212 AD, $73. Nightmare Moon Lunar Fund is basically halfway there at $244. And $5 towards more Old World Blues. Not even a specified nation, so if you move fast, you could pick the country. Just don't make it Caesar's Legions, because Caesar's Legion is surprisingly boring. You'd think that Caesar would actually be pretty cool. No, Caesar is actually really kind of boring, because Caesar doesn't do a whole lot. Caesar just kind of leans back and waits for people to die, because there isn't really a whole lot of things that can stop Caesar from just overrunning them and killing them mercilessly with very little effort, frankly. Caesar's kind of like this, the railroad simulator, where you crush things beneath your enormous rotund bulk, and you watch them scream and suffer and complain a little bit about it.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Alright, let's do something a bit over-eager. Let's see if we've got enough troops to pull that off. I think I do. Right, get all the special forces in one area. How close am I? Close. Good. Resume your march to the coast, gentlemen. There shall be no stopping for the enemy. God, I wish I had some trucks. Just anything motorized. Anything motorized at all. Even literally just a convoy of trucks would make this into a very different conflict. Because the Texans don't have a lot in front of me right now because I've been surrounding them like mad. And because they're busy fighting down in the south. So if I could just keep on top of them constantly, not giving them any opportunity to reform, I probably would be able to just rout their entire country in one clean sweep. But that, tragically, is not possible, as my special forces, nippy though they may be, are not quite nippy enough. I also seem to be outpacing my supply lines, which is also not ideal. Worry about that later. Crush the enemy first, then worry about the fact that you can't eat or find ammo anywhere later. Oh yes, please do send reinforcements up north. Please do. Actually, you might be able to do a little bit of a reversal on me there.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Snip, snip, snip. There. Now that we've got a bit of a wider frontage, we can bring up supplies again. Ben, Umineko is Higurashi's sequel, Featherine Mastermind. Oh, is it? Is it? I haven't played that. I haven't even heard about that, actually. I did see, fuck, what was it? Higurashi no Nakakuriyoni. That one, yes. I did see that one ages ago. Oh, and Spawn. I got distracted before I could even talk about Spawn. Yes. Spawn is excellent dark fantasy. Far more excellent dark fantasy than anything we have today, because it's, well, dark fantasy. It's not meant to be morally ambivalent. You've got Spawn, who is fighting against the forces of hell, straight up. Using hell's power to do it, which adds in a delicious little level of, not ambivalency necessarily, but a man against the system, kind of, right? Because even the angels in that universe are not particularly nice. Even though the Spawn does have some angelic allies who are good, a lot of them are basically just demons. But with nicer long-term goals, shall we put it. Even that could be disputed to some extent, but at least they're not quite as actively murderous as the demons, so, you know. If something wants to eat me tomorrow instead of today, then I guess that, as far as I'm concerned, makes it the good guy. Rescued by operative, did you? Good boys. Now, send them back in to keep building that spy network. The distant trains, they're bombing my trains. They are 108 to 29. Oh, jeez. Okay, I've been forgetting to spend my thingity bobs. I should build. Oh, they built radar for me. How very useful. Interesting.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
There we go. Construction window, please. Please expand. Alright, get me that up and running so I can do a little bit of better air cover. Until that is up, cancel air operations in the area. Ground attack. It kind of, it reminds me a little bit of Dexter. I loved Dexter. Dexter was such a great show. I hear they're doing a young Dexter now, which, like, Original Sin or something like that. I'm intrigued and confused, as I'm presuming this will focus in on the, like, the Miami Police Department, I guess, and like La Guerta and all of the old school people there, I'd suppose, like long before Dexter becomes what he is, and maybe I don't know, checking out some of his early crimes. But I don't think he didn't commit his first kill until like super late, wasn't it? Because it wasn't until his like dad found out that he was like torturing kittens and stuff that he's like, okay, Dexter, There's something pretty fucking twisted in you, boy. I'm gonna try to harness that twisted into something useful. So maybe they'll just make it into like a cop show, basically, which feels like a waste of the potential source material, but I would like more Dexter, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna stand on my hind legs and oppose it full force either. You can't get over there, can you? No. A weird line looked like you could. No, you can't. Good. I should probably be building just assloads of AA in this area. Alright. Time for the greatest, biggest, fattest, most rotundest of pockets yet. And also, like, the single, narrowest, most hyper-vulnerable penetration ever. Not sure this is going to be a good idea, but I'm doing it anyways. Right, if this is going to work, I'm going to need to apply some pressure to the rest of the front line pretty much immediately. And so that is what we shall do. If they're in full retreat up and down the front, they're not going to be in any position to upset me. Marksman, did you hear about the Australian old-fat girl who have been banging entire high school sports team as a graduation parties? Another stream for Lum Lum. That sounds an awful lot like a certain creamy dinosaurs we know. Maybe that's where she got the inspiration from, you know? Possibly. But no, I had not heard about that. How generous of her? Maybe? I don't know. I mean, if it's a sports team, surely, you know, they gotta be into it. All that young, fit testosterone and so on. I'm sure they're appreciative. I'm sure they're not complaining. at least it won't be as traumatic as what happened to those poor guys who banged that OnlyFans girls we did do a stream on. Because, I mean, those poor fuckers, they had all kinds of built-up expectations about, you know, fucking their favorite porn star and all that, and it turned to be probably a lot more disappointing than most of them thought. Although, one could very easily levy the accusation that she's, at that point, basically screwing dumb kids who literally don't know any better. And, well, that's got a certain flavor to it that we usually condemn rather strongly in modern society. Continue. I know, you can't get support here, but you'd need to keep the pressure up. I do not want solid resistance coalescing on the other side of this extraordinarily long and extraordinarily thin penetration. Because then stuff like that might happen, exactly. Oh, not both of you. Right, spread out a little. Add a little bit of depth and girth to this as we go. Keep rolling, my possessed darlings. Keep rolling.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Do not stop. We are overrunning them in one big, smooth smack. Which is nowhere near as homoerotic as it sounds. Trust me. Believe me. I know.
Heresy is the question. Fire is the answer.
Sadly, my overrunning strategy has already run into a little bit of a problem. Namely, that my possessed are kind of shit at all of this fighting nonsense. Still majoritively successful. It's good. Close it up. Close it up. Close it up. Then, Reformist Enclave for OWB, Enclave Submode. All will boost Enclave Submode. Reformist Enclave. Reformist Enclave, okay. Enclave. Alright, I'll put that down. Farscape Commander. Greetings, Archers. Good to see an anti-woke who is also worried about the rise of censorious conservatism. Push this towards Overlord, raising hell. That was a good game. It was. It was a very good game. And I shall. There you go. See, what I'll probably do is, I'll probably do a stream with Dev about the rise of conservatism, or the conservatism, a rise about censorious conservatism. Because this is one of those times in which having the Deviant perspective will be particularly valuable, I think. Because he is the contrarian here. As I think there's a lot of things that are to be worried about, but on a lesser scale. I'm immediately worried about this moving into gaming and entertainment, which is my ballpen. Whereas Dev is more worried about it moving into politics. As we had a little discussion about this, where Dev thinks it's a far broader problem than just an entertainment. Which I partially agree and partially disagree with. So we can have a little debate on that. How are my troops? They are ready. Right, begin training them. That was another nice closure. How are you doing, Mexico? Mexico is holding on, but not well. Okay. They're doing better than Santa Ana did, which is something. Shift troops to the new front line. Reestablish it. Another push will put us into Houston and Richmond, no doubt. And leave us with a little bit of reserve as well to take over... What is this, Louisiana? I don't fucking know. Louisiana territories. Hey, I was spot on. Ah. My American geography is stronger than I had anticipated. Fear me, Americans, for I can read a map. Right, where do we have our special forces now? We sent 5 up there just to make sure that these guys don't cause any more trouble. Right, wrap that up. Our cipher has been broken by the enemy. Very well, but what are you going to do with it? Not a whole lot, I presume. Nope, not really. Right, that frees up all of our special forces. Perfect. I wonder how I managed to turn on the thing that did the thing that keeps that on. I don't know. I keep turning it off somehow, and yet I don't know how I keep turning it off. I wish it would stay on. Right. Supplies are not great. That's resistance map mode, actually. Supplies are actually fucking terrible. God. I think have I done most of the logistic stuff already? I have, haven't I? Yes, I have. Tarnation. You know, fucking a maintenance company might not be the worst thing now. Oh god, I forgot about actually doing the aircraft stuff. Okay. Explosion kill point, air much experience gain, air speed, and that one. Because air research is frankly pretty pointless to me right now. Fighter dynamic, max airspeed 15, air range 10, fighter protection 15, air defense 5, max airspeed. Speed is important. Speed is really important. Air superiority, light mission efficiency, yes. I think, was it that one? Okay, special force supply. Let's special force organization. Superior robot platoon, combat platoon. I don't think I need the robot bonuses. I sadly have yet to get any robots. Minimum capacity plus 25. Oof. I mean, yes. Yes, please. More special forces, larger special forces, yes. Yes, triple yes, quadruple yes, always yes. More yes. Right, now I wish I had transport aircraft.
Heresy's the question.
Right, we can free up some supply just simply by pushing these over here to Alexandria. Can you? No, it has to be that. Okay, good. And make sure they can't retreat over there either.
Heresy's the question.
Right.
Fire
Has my air force recovered? Not really. No, not really. No. Right. Shit. We'll just have to suffer under enemy air attacks for a while longer then. So I need the numbers back up again before I can really afford lifting them airborne again. But I seem to have recovered most of my weapon woes. So at least that won't be a concern. Ugh, supplies. Forward. If you can. Yeah, should be able to. Painfully, but able to. into Houston and seize the port so that they cannot escape. I am going to need to peel off some more men, aren't I? Yes, I am. I don't like the fact that I've got trained units now. And that speaks to an uncomfortable drain on my experience and on the to the losses I'm currently experiencing as well. Your enemy is outnumbered and undersupplied. Simply crush forward and nothing shall stand in your way. Advance, my darlings. Oh god, once again I am really starting to wonder if I have enough dudes for this. Hexy, will Dev do a video about the latest Troon shooter? Has there been another one? I didn't even hear about that yet. Was there, is it confirmed? Is it there was something about a church I heard earlier today. Is it that? Because there was something about a mass shooting at a church, I think, that had been going on. But I hadn't really seen or paid much attention to it yet. If only I had soldiers. If only I had soldiers worthy of the name. The Galactic. Arch, every stream you're skipping my supers. Toka. I probably just haven't gotten to them yet. Or have I missed some? Let me check. I will check. Well, the Invincible comic goes to a place like dismembering pregnant women. It gets pretty dark, mate. There you go, yes. Toka. And you know, the one I'm talking about does that, and probably more as well. It's pretty nasty. I swear to God, like the thing on the side thing doesn't pick everything up anymore. I don't know why. YouTube's been having these weird little things recently where it seems to not like post certain donations. And I don't know why. I don't think it has to do with any filters or anything. Nor should it have anything to do with any spicy content either, as the Superchats that have just disappeared have usually not had anything particularly naughty in them either, so... YouTube being YouTube, I suppose. Right, get it. Crush. And there does not seem to be a whole lot in front of me here, so we shall simply take the territory we can, hoping that our terrible supply situation will at some point begin to alleviate itself. Is it that we don't have enough caravans? No, we got 52 caravans, so we have caravans. So I'm probably losing a lot of caravans to bombing strikes constantly. We still have caravans. It must just be that the infrastructure down here is that shit. Also, why would you allow them to do that? Don't allow them to do that. That is silly of you. There. Take care of it. Grab all the points and anything they can use to resupply and reorganize themselves, or to send in further reinforcements. once we join this up, hopefully, the supplies should be able to flow in again. I pray.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
You know what? Screw it. Screw the anti-operations. Screw that. I'm just going to do... root out some resistance. As I'm probably losing a lot of stuff just to rebels blowing it up. Much better. Rest of the spec ops, go down there. Everybody else. Reform in a nice safe position. See if we need you anywhere. Red Ghost, hello Arch, sorry for being late. I'm ashamed to say I miss your streams often. That is indeed a shameful thing. So so if the question I ask has been asked before, it's my fault, but I must ask, do you have any interest in Quar video? Lore or otherwise? Quar? 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 I have no idea what that means. Quar. Hidden Gem Wargame? Quar. Battle for Gate 18? PlayStation 4? I have no idea what this is. Big-nosed things waging war? Yeah, I have no idea what this is. None. I've never seen this before. It's a tabletop game that officially started this year, however has existed in proxy form for a long time. Really? Huh. I've never heard of it, so... I thus know nothing about it, beyond the fact that the factions appear to have very large noses. That I know because it was evident on the thumbnails and all the screenshots. Is it set in the Middle East? I hope not, because otherwise one might start to wonder. Is it made by Arabs? Because in that case I'd really start to wonder. It's like, yes, actually, the developer is Qatari. Why'd you ask? Oh, no reason. No reason whatsoever. Crushed what remains of Louisiana. It's pretty much just pathetic rebels running through the swamps now, taking pot shots at me. No true danger. Oh, you were independent, were you? Okay. Well, I will take your handful of stuff and put it to good use, killing the rest of your countrymen. Well, sort of countrymen, I guess, if you were... you know, independent and all that. You know, that was another thing that I need to talk about when it comes to the Clone Wars as well. How it does the occupation stuff. All right, wasteland pacification. We gotta pour that stuff in there. Get them to sit down, take notice of us. Can I make any more cores? I can. Because I really enjoy the fact that there isn't a, like, clear good guy in the consciousness of the people fighting. And a lot of that has to do with the Republic's own reprehensible behavior, of course. A lot of which is, of course, entirely by design, as Palpatine kind of wants to weaken both parties. He wants to keep the Republic strong enough for him to take over, but weak enough for him to need it to take over. And he also wants to get rid of a lot of the Separatists, because the Separatists, too, are quite powerful. In fact, if it weren't for Palpatine actually feeding them erroneous misinformation and screwing them over half the time with his own agenda, the Separatists would quite probably, if not even likely, have won the war. See, The battle droids, the gosh darn battle droids. The battle droid, I have a real soft spot for them because in reality, much like the humble Imperial lasgun, the battle droids are excellent war machines, exceptional war machines. Even just the humble B1 is basically a soldier that can be put to do most tasks on the battlefield with simple voice commands, capable of fighting, cleaning, securing, whatever you need it to do, and it can operate not independently, but with its own drone command if need be. And the numbers of them and the ease with which they can be replenished, they're a fantastic military force. Honestly, straight up, excellent military force. I should be fortifying some of this. Really tempted to build anti-air. But I probably also should push forward whilst there's still some life left in Mexico. And so halting here seems counterproductive. Any more military factories I can build? Yes, well, fucking get to it immediately. We can never have enough military factories. Never, ever, at any point. Actually, we do have too many military factories right now, but that is besides the point. Alright, another line of... oh, those are monoplane? No. Heavy monoplane fighters. Oh, that explains why I was seemingly replenishing my fighter supply so goddamn slowly. I wasn't building the right ones. Help me. Alright, you're fully supplied. Good. Get them down there, and we can probably start contesting some air superiority again. Not to mention the heavier form of droids, like the Super Battle Droid. The Super Battle Droid is a lot tougher than they keep making it out to be in the, well, all pieces of media. That thing is dangerous as all hell, lethal. I mean, it's wrist-mounted assault guns, of course, capable of fairly rapid fire by blaster standards. It's got rocket launchers. It's got heavy droid-mounted weaponry, which we saw in for the first season of Clone Wars. They're cleverer than the B1s, although the B1s, they've been made dumber than they frankly should be, because they kind of needed them as comic relief, particularly after getting rid of Jar Jar Binks as much as they could, because... well, he was also supposed to be comic relief, and well, he certainly was comic in one way or another. And the droidicas, fuck, the droidicas are dangerous enough for the Jedi to want to be careful around them. Now, the Separatist armies are seriously quite potent. Their greatest weakness was probably in naval terms, as their fleets are just kind of awful. They get dominated by cruisers night in and day out. Relying primarily on frigates, with the cruisers themselves, their cruisers, as they do have some, apparently being mostly relegated to either command ships or positions where they need to take care of people of particular import. Flagship duty, basically. And then there's the base ships, the big ones that the banking clans have. No, that's not the banking ships, is it? The command ships? The big ones with the round thing in the center. Its name escapes me right now. That one too is a pretty serious adversary in naval combat, but it must be either towed or have particularly poor engines of its own, as it only seems to ever appear in garrison duties. And has presumably a pretty damn serious hangar capacity as well. The Vulture droids, true, too. I mean, the Vulture droids have proven again and again that they are the equal of the droids when it comes to large-scale conflict. Individually, they're definitely not as good, but with their sheer numbers... I mean, again and again, you see droids, for example, clones, struggling to out-dogfight two Vulture drones. Because they will either get behind them, outmaneuver them, or come from different angles, showing that the Vulture droid is intelligent enough to outmaneuver and utilize its numerical superiority to its advantage. And it's always going to have a numerical superiority. I really like the Separatists. They've got a cool army. How ambitious do I want to be? Very. Alright, six companies. That'll be enough for what I have in mind here. 8 companies. Should be enough for what I have in mind here too. Alright, send another 8 up there. 12 companies. I'll push my numbers a little bit to the brink, but hey, what else is new? The airfield's done. They will be in a moment. Luckily, airfields are pretty quick to build when they're just improvised strips of dirt, practically. Right, let's move the Air Force forward. The somewhat tattered remnants of my Air Force, if I'm to be honest, but for tattered remnants, they're still doing fairly well. Right, bombers, I will have you carrying out bombing and logistic assaults. And fighters, you will continue your intercept duties, leaving the big bombers to mostly care for themselves. Listen, they're blimps. They can take a beating. It's what they do. It's literally their profession at this point. Taking a beating. Sandoom on Streamlabs for $5 an hour ago, sorry. As far as my concern, that Reflections Cracked is non-canon. Fulgrim's soul is stuck in that clone body while the demon is still parading around his original body. Absolutely. Fucking absolutely preach, brother. Yes, the Reflection Cracked is nonsense. I hate it. On so many levels, and so many fucking levels. I could complain about the Reflection Cracked for eternity and beyond. Easy, and still have things to whinge and whine about. It is just that bad. It ruined Fulgrim's entire character there. God. The worst part is too, now that GW is on a full-on, bring back all the Primarchs, all of them now arc, this would have been such a fantastic opportunity to do Loyalist Fulgrim and have it make sense. As I hear rumors now that they're going to bring back Loyalist Primarchs anyway, but they're just kind of going to hand-wave the shit out of it, which is... Oy. I hope not. I hope and pray that they're going to find it within their cold, dead, dark GW souls to reintroduce them with a degree of subtlety, with, something. I'm not sure I truly believe or hope that, but it would be nice. You had him. You had Fulgrim. He was stuck in the painting. All you need to do was do the classic, A bunch of scavenger comes across this portrait, and it's like, wow, what the hell is this ginormous warship that spat out of this warp thingy-bob, warp storm or whatever, right? It's like, oh my god, we're rich. Think about it, brothers. This thing is going to be stuck full of archaeotech, which it would be, unironically. And then one of them finds a painting, a weirdly lifelike painting. And even as the captain of the crew goes no, don't touch that. You don't know what it is. The young man reaches out and scratches it, only to see the eyes turn to him and stare deep into his soul. The dude screams, knocks the frame over, cracking it, breaking it or something that breaks the spell. And out comes Fulgrim, this massively muscular god of a man whose mind must have been pretty badly fucked up after a few thousand years in that thing, 10,000 years. and now needs to rediscover himself, rediscover the Imperium, rediscover where he exists within it, how he fits, if he fits at all, what he can do, what has been done with his body, what his reputation is now. The Loyalist Fulgrim path has so many possibilities and so much promise, and none of it will ever be used. It's a fucking tragedy, it is. Also, less tragically, I am noticing a severe dearth of enemy fighters in front of me. Have I killed enough of the little shits? Now, to the point where there isn't enough to stop me. That would be nice. That would be very nice if that could be the case. That would be very nice. Oh yes, do send in reinforcements over the river, please. Please do, at least I'll capture something. Well, last time I said I do believe the Texans are running out of troops. I ran face first into another mass stampede of them, so let's not speak too soon. But their numbers do seem to be flagging. Cross the river whilst you're at it, why not? There's still something. They've still got companies, but they are probably... quite a few companies. They must have been on the southern front, presumably. Speaking of southern front, this will... Oh yes, I forgot about that. I forgot about the whole thing that, you know, there will be a whole front to my north thing. Yes. Yes. That is indeed what we call a slight oversight. How to fix aforementioned slight oversight? Good question. Well, firstly... let's get you over there. You cross the river. 8 companies. 2 companies. And start bringing as much as we can northwards. God damn it, little possessed. How are you this bad at warfare? You'd think you were Arabs or something. There. That's the last of it. Ben, make my super for past month for Enclave and Reformist branch for Focus 3. For President Douglas Granite, God bless America, God bless the Enclave. Well, you have to summarize them then to me, Ben. I'm not going to go through 30 days worth of Superchats to figure out what it is. Just tell me. I'll believe you, don't worry. I'll take your word for it. Right, continue. Well, that makes my position less immediately dire. Still a pinch uncomfortable, but far less so. Yes, we're deploying directly to the front line with strategic maneuvers now. Hardly ideal. Very rarely a good thing. But needs must when the devil drives. Send 6 companies in there. probably going to need it, because they're going to be able to attack me from every gosh darn direction. That is a dangerously thin link, which I'm tempted to make thinner, but we shall not. Instead, we shall make it stronger, thicker than ever. Free up the special forces. No longer get effect from tariff relief. That's probably fine. Mostly.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
There, another bunch. Part of me's amazed they still have companies left. Considering the number of them I must have surrounded and destroyed by now. For all of Texas' many faults, manpower does not appear to be one of their weaknesses. Improved mass drivers. Right, now we're talking. Now we are talking. Now we're talking. That is going to be a pretty hefty level up, I think. Can we up? There you go, yeah. Air attack, double. Soft attack, almost double. Defense, 4 more points, nice. Quadruple the pierce, same reliability. And quadruple the heart attack, plus breakout through as well. Yeah, the mass drive is pretty nice. Granted, producing enough of them is going to be a bit of a nightmare. Right, start building improvised mass drivers. We're still going to need to continue creating common weaponry for the time being, because otherwise I am going to run dry very, very quickly. Give yourself the maximum advantage, boys. I'm kind of worried to retreat these guys. Okay, well, fine. There'll be 6 companies down there, surely. Surely they can handle whatever comes at them, maybe. You guys done? You are. Thank Jesus. Okay. Right. 10 more companies. Not a moment too soon. Bring your little buttocks down here now. Sean P. Arch, 9 spare troops left on the map. Deathclaw. Oh god, there they are, yes. Alright, come on, companies. Get. We are going to need you. We are going to need every man we can. I'm starting to get worried that the front line is simply growing so wide that I'm not going to be able to man it. And I also really don't want to start producing more troops because I'm already running out of small arms. So, you know, recruiting another horde of dudes, not necessarily great. Uh, 83 fighters lost to 47. Ouch. I mean, I'm trading far more equally now than I did previously, but let none claim that the trade is even by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, we gotta get the... Yep, more of this. Air superiority. Max air speed, air attack. That one. Unquestionably. Right, maintain intercepts for a while longer. You bastards, you shall not break through. Screw you. We shall have none of your nonsense here. Oh boy. I'm tempted to start trying to produce artillery, quote unquote, for my basic dudes. The, well, basically the grenadiers, in essence. As that would give my basic possessed a lot more pushing power. And the more and more I need to do these large-scale cleanup operations, the more and more that pushing power is kind of required. But much to my chagrin, the fact remains that my dudes are just not very good at fighting. Right, so that's another pocket closed. How you doing, Mexico? You holding on? You are. Very good. Thank you, Mexico. Thank you. Wait. Well, apparently... Ah, that's where. Okay.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Right, well, that's not the worst thing in the universe. If they want to pop a unit off there, instantly starve itself and get stuck, then be my guest. That is a very long and very precarious looking front line. Oh boy. Forward fire bases, yes. In fact, spend military power on that, as that will allow me to bring up basically homemade bunkers, which will help the defensiveness of my units a lot. Boy, jeez, no, I can't. Lone Star. What are the casualties right now? Surely they must be crippling, surely. 101,000. 101,000 casualties in Fallout. That's the equivalent to like 10 million fucking people in any other normal circumstance. Jesus. Mechanicus on duty. Why you no read my Streamlab? Very sad. Many tears. Silk. I know. I was getting to it, but then I got distracted again. So Silk and Mechanicus on duty on Streamlabs too. More months for the sunk cost fallacy. We'll also give this to starting an Enclave Reborn submod for Old War Blues, yet this mod has... Yes, this Mike's mod has expansion mods. Alright, you can do that. You can add to game funds and calendar, by the way. For those of you who are not aware, that is perfectly fine. No problems. Alright, so that'll be around about there. There you go. And to Silk, of course. I believe... Does that put her back on the calendar? I think so, yes. I think that puts her over Ariel, who stole her spot. The sunk cost fallacy, indeed. Dizwiz, will Russ come back as one Odin or two Furry Wolfman? I don't... You know, by all rights, he should probably come back as Furry Wolfman. By all rights, he should probably come back as basically a Wolfen. Because he's been in the warp for so long now, surrounded by Wolfen, that I feel like he probably should become a Wolfen at this point. But that would also probably make him less sellable, shall we say? So I'm not convinced GW would go for that. Right, you guys are... Right now, we're just going to set you up here. And you are going to push you straight up there with the assault bonus. As I think if I can get all of those remaining points, I think I win. I think they just run out of VPs and collapse. That is my hope, because I really don't want to expand the front line down here any further. It is already too long. I would like it if it was to not become any longer. Has my air power recovered? Well, recovered is a strong word. At least they're flying unchallenged now. Right, refocus your efforts as best you can up here. Right, let's spend that money too.
Heresy's the question. Fire
right.
is the answer.
Your duty here, my boy, is going to be attack, 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 attack. Aggressive execution of the battle plan, my special forces. My dear beloved darlings, who have won me so many wars. Upon whose back I will, mother willing, secure another. You guys, just make sure that we get the river crossing secured. The cipher has been decrypted. Okay, pop it immediately. Do it. Maximum advantage. Maximum advantage. Maximum effort, maximum aggression. Maximum everything. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Oh yeah, they're just overrunning them like mad now. They are just walking over them. That's what we like to see. Yes, special forces. Yes. Smashy, smashy. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. 34,000 pieces of fucking random equipment? 4,300 what? You had 4,300 rocket launchers? Was your primary weapon just a fucking rocket launcher? Like, hey, man, would you like a weapon? Yes, I'd take a rifle, please. Well, too bad. Jesus. That might be why you've lost, or you prioritize rocket launchers over actually just guns. Christ. Nice round. Where does Lena sit right now, Arch? Also put my earlier chats today to her as well. Samurais, you little shits. There is a text scrolling at the bottom of the screen at the moment with the positions of the characters right now. I think Lena is in the top 5, roundabout. So she should be pretty safe. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, well, what do I even want? It's a good question. Do I really want all of it? Yeah, honestly, kind of not. Honestly, kind of not. I do want the stuff near their border. I do want that. I do want circuitry. I do want circuitry, yes. Nope, definitely want circuitry. Definitely want the major industrial areas, because, well, duh. Oh god, I could border gore the hell out of this, and it would be mildly funny. We won't border gore it too much, but I feel like the Mexicans have deserved some stuff from this as well, so we shall leave the South to Mexico. If Mexico wishes to have a bit of Texas, I feel like Mexico should be allowed to have a bit of Texas. Oh god, that's got some serious opportunity for some real border gore right there. Hold on. I shall try to minimize the border gore for you, chat, at least a little bit. At least a little bit. Come on. Yeah. Coherent borders on Nisan Nights. There you go. That's better. Contested demands. You want that? I don't know, chat. Should Mexico have that? Should Mexico have more of Texas? Does Mexico deserve to just own Texas outright? Mechanics on duty, you say that'd make him less sellable, but I know there's a market for a giant muscle werewolf wearing shredded power armor, silk. That is true, yes. They're called the bear community. Bear, as in the animal, not as in the drink. That is absolutely true. There exists a demographic that would die for big, fluffy Lehman Russ to hold them in their arms and squeeze them and call them my little furry pup. There's absolutely, that happens. Give them nothing? God. I want those. Screw you. I want those still. Demand. I'd love to... I mean, if you're not going to take anything else, I mean, I guess I'll just grab some more if you don't want it, I mean. I love how this system works, where you just kind of keep demanding things infinitely until the AI gives up. It's a very dumb system, but hey, you know, it's a system. Do you have boats? I'll take your boats too, I guess. Why not? Oh god, oh boy. Texan Arms, the Texan Arm Association. Is that the NRA? I could satellite the NRA. I could satellite Petro Chico. Petro Chico's there too? Imperium Mexico! Yes, yes, yes. Yes. I want Imperium Mexico. Did that do it? I'm still not sure how this fucking system works. Did I puppet them? Puppet? Imperial Mexico. Yes, I think so. Yes. Yes, I want Imperial Mexico. Houston Rockets. Gator Moors. Republic of Rio Grande. I don't care about any of those. Confirm and exits. Yay! Oh no, that still was Texas. God damn it. I will never understand how that goddamn system works, I swear to Jesus. Right, well, Texas can be my little pet friend over there, then. It's always nice to have a little Texas, you know? The Provincial Republic of Texas and the Texas-Louisiana territories can fight each other. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. God willing, they're not a place of my final focus points. Well, I am a lot larger. Gloria, Ta. Does any of this crack down on dissent? Yes. Yes, new citizen care package. Please. Oh, God. Okay, at this point, just wasteland pacification is going to be the standard, okay? And we'll just do road patrols in places that are behaving themselves. Everywhere else gets the stick and the boot. Stick and the boot. In equal measures. The Carthaginians. That's a little bit too good. Yes. Release the Carthaginians. Because I love that. I like the idea of having Carthage under me. Anyone else? Assassin City? Paris and Sulphur Town. I don't know about that, but I want Carthage. Carthage should be my friend. The Carthaginians. There you go. That is not what I was expecting when I heard Carthaginians. I was hoping for something a bit more, you know, aggressive looking. Not that. It's kind of sad and pathetic. I was hoping for a dude with armor and stuff. Like, I am Carthage now. New Carthage, in fact. We sacrifice babies to Baal. That would have been better, but no, he's just a dude with a radio headset. I don't like that. Right, so I have Imperium Mexico as a puppet. Where are they, though? Don't tell me. Oh, Jesus, there they are. Okay. Hope, version 16, the leader of Imperial Mexico. Oh, all right. Okay, well. I wish you the best, Mexicans. You're gonna need it.
Here's the question. Fire is the answer.
A light aircraft or bombers? A light aircraft, of course. Which version of Hope is Mexico on now? 16. Spec Ops boarding party. Now that does sound funny. Dark Innovator. Apparently, Fulgrim and Alfarius are the next Primarch's return. Think we'll see a canon secretly loyalist Alfarius as his book implies? I would hope so, yes. I hope they stick with it. I hope they don't back off the loyalist Alpha Legion thing, because it makes sense. They should be loyalists at this point. That kind of is their storyline, so I hope they go with it instead of, cowardly off like, no, he's still evil now somehow. Light tugboat. It is a small boat, but it is a tugboat. God, I dread to think the kind of casualties I'm probably suffering right now. Okay. Switch everything over to improvised mass drivers. 202 dogs. Yep, figured. Right, well, we've got all of the caravans we need. I think we've probably got rocket launchers enough for the foreseeable future, so we can back off on that as well. Just start breeding dogs. Yeah. Breed many, 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 many dogs. Our population of white women have exploded. And there are nowhere near enough dogs for all of them. So start breeding those mutts. March on Dallas. Well, we're largely already there, but still, yep, March on Dallas, definitely.
Service guarantees citizenship.
Monthly population and stability. I could use some stability right about now. Right, deploy along the border. Actually, there's several borders now. So, what are you doing, Volpus? You're currently at war with Lords Anointed, the Dead Horse Apostles, and New Canaan. Right, so you're probably too busy to bother with me for a little while. Good. How about you? Somehow you're at war with the Mexicans. I don't know how, but apparently you don't like Mexico. I can sympathize, don't get me wrong, but I don't see why you have any strategic interests that far south. Seems silly. There. The mutt population is on the rise. Soon we will be able to satisfy the rampant demand for canines. Soon. Very soon. Hexy, I just want Jagatai Khan back. He roasted Fulgrim. And Jagatai Khan, he hasn't received any news, has he? Beyond that he rode off into the webway? Isn't that it? So technically you could bring him back with relatively little worry. You'd just be like, oh, well, you know, he found his way out. There you go. That would kind of be it. March on Dallas. The palace! Dallas lies firmly within our grasp, and the forces that once held it have been scattered to the wind. Mother now sits upon a gilded throne of viscera, and her ambition knows no bound. A palace will be built in the ruins of the old Commercia town, a building of 60 stories. It is the largest left standing after the bomb fell. Ruling from this height of heights, who could ever seek to oppose our Scarlet Matron? Because it gets event. Because I could not stop death. What? Because I could not stop death, I became death? Oh. That's a little nasty. But everything we've done so far seems to kind of confirm that, yes? More resources now. The scavengers found something. Old World Political Guide. Nice. We picked up a copy of the Communist Manifesto, presumably. Seeing as it adds to our subversion score. They're rebuilding, chat. No. Texas is becoming a superpower again. You know, I wonder, could I possibly conceivably... Nah, chariots. I've captured so many trucks now that I figured maybe I could buy myself a unit of, you know, trucks. Just using captured equipment, but sadly, I don't think so. I need a lot more circuitry. Ah, yes, because it's my small arm uses circuitry now, and a lot of it. It's expensive. That is damnably expensive. Because I could not stop for death. Victory. Final, ultimate, and uncontested. Mother leaned back in her throne, relaxing. Her seat was a massive construction of steel, inlaid with various mismatched precious metals, molded into chaotic inscriptions. Upon it sat like a gargantuan cushion fashioned out of many hundreds of pillows sewn together haphazardly. Her new palace, built in one of the more intact skyscrapers, offered her a commanding view of her new domain. Now perched upon the peak of the world in a body that has taken many years to build, at the zenith of her power, she was reflective. 2 centuries of being bound in endless torment to an undying spirit, driven only by the desire to walk Earth again, all culminating in this. Her new form was magnificent, glorious, powerful, massive, but imperfect. This unholy union of flesh was not meant to be, and was often unevenly decaying and discarding of the most rotten flesh. The need for more bodies had not subsided after her rebirth. It had only grown. But from where? Maybe the remainder of Texas or New Mexico? Maybe even Mexico itself? It matters little what direction she took. The world is now a feast, and Mother is hungry. God darn it. Haven't you eaten enough? You have. At least that's the end of your tech tree, or your story tree. Fat Mother has eaten everything Mother can conceivably eat. And Mother still hungers. I don't think Mexico would be much of a challenge right now. I'm pretty sure I could just roll into Mexico. After all of the damage they must have taken from the Texans, I don't think they would stand up for long, honestly. I see 3 companies, 4, 5 companies on their border. Oh, and there goes New Canaan again. God, the fucking Amish, I tell you, this is the 3rd time they've been wiped off the map now. God. After days of intense fighting, New Canaan has fallen to Vulpes' legion. Mormon troops bravely defended the settlement until the early hours of the morning, falling back to hastily constructed defensive lines on no less than 7 occasions. Whilst an order to withdraw was given late last night following a successful enemy encirclement attack, the Mormon defenders of the city refused to acknowledge the order and instead took up highly defensible positions in the center of the settlement. It was only thanks to heavy ordnance that the last stand was ultimately put down. I feel bad for the Mormons. I really do. They've been wiped out now, no shit, 3 times. You'd really think they'd take the lesson. Nobody apparently likes them very much. Nobody apparently likes them very much at all. Oh. Hello there, Vulpes. I see you're starting to take a position on my border now. Are you sure about that? Are you entirely sure about that? I have quite a lot of manpower of my own, Vulpes. Quite a lot of manpower of my own. In fact, I think the biggest problem now is that I'm starting to run out of generals. Yes. Is there even a mechanic to recruit new generals now? Like, if I put over there, can I... So, field commanders? Ah, there you go. Yes, you can promote field commanders. Well, thank fuck for that. Ah, well. There's still people alive out there in the wasteland, so I guess we're making more. Oh god. Now, do I want... Actually... Power armor. Oh god, I wish I could have power armor. But I can't. I've got some scavenge, but it wouldn't last long. Tragic though that is. It wouldn't last long. It would be destroyed pretty quickly. In the face of all the shit they'd need to fight. As much as I would love to have power-armored battle psychics. As much as I would love it, I do not think it to be possible. Yes, upgrade them. I need boats. Boats. Hello, Charton Comic Studios. Hey, Arch, I ask you a question. After the decade of ESG in movies, are we going to have the worst crises in cinematic history? What can it be of the video game industry? Who got more ESG? Well, it'll probably now be just a long period of painful resetting, honestly, as the industry begins leaning more in the direction of traditional entertainment. But they're not going to have the people capable of delivering it. They're going to try. They are going to probably make a genuine effort to, what we're going to need is basically sort of kind of pseudo what happened with the action heroes. When everybody started picking up on that we wanted action heroes, and then we started finding people like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, of course. And these people were then built up to be stars, basically from the ground up. And sometimes by themselves. Stallone basically built himself from the ground up, as he was the one who came up with the idea for Rocky. And he was the one that pushed for it to actually become a movie. He even did porn for a while to try and finance his life as he ran around everywhere trying to get people to pick up this boxing thing that he had. So Sylvester Stallone really put in the effort. Really, literally put in the effort in every conceivable way. I think I just want political power. Soft attack plus 10. Vehicles. I still don't have any of those, so at least I don't have to worry about it. Those for the light craft, I suppose. Ah, the Ram. The peak of naval technology. The peak of naval tech. On El Ejército Mexicana. Oh hey, Santana, you were still alive. I didn't even know. Attach small boxes to male rats to deliver messages around the wasteland. It was a genius. No more couriers and mole rats work for scraps. The one issue we didn't anticipate, however, was the mole rats don't enjoy boxes attached to them. Too bad we've already bankrolled Miss N. Price. Miss N. Price. Well, all of my cash. Well, actually, never mind. I have 1,233 bottle caps. Right. Well, apparently raiding those Texan ledgers paid off quite a bit. Very well, video game. Start building naval dockyards. We shall require a fleet. A fleet the likes of which the wasteland has never seen. And probably will never see again, considering the focus on ramming equipment. It will take me 1,000,000 years to upgrade my weapons. Probably more. Exploration for technology. Yep. Go find. How many docks do I have? 5. Yeah, I'm not going to be building a fleet anytime soon either, I'm afraid.
Fire is the answer.
And I was so excited for building my fleet. My brand new fleet of little boats with Scorpios attached to them. It would have been a cute fleet. An adorable fleet. Hey, listen, chat. The Nigerian prince scam might not be a scam, you know? You don't know. Maybe he's just a really nice guy who's like, wow, I've got all this money left over from my dead grandfather or something, and I just want to share it with some fortunate fella. You don't know. Would you miss out on $1 million just because you were racist against Nigerians? I don't think that's at all reasonable, chat. I think you should give him the benefit of the doubt as you would any other, and not hold the fact that he's from Nigeria against him like that. The art of diplomacy. Apparently, I am making naval dealings with people now. What even does the naval designer look like in this game? Pigeons and stuff. Right, well, I suppose I should have expected as much. Did I get any boats? Can I even do, like, naval training to, you know, start figuring out how boats work? Because I haven't really done a lot of figuring out how boats works. Oh, there you go, yeah. There's my navy. We've got a paddle steamer. We have a longboat, fitting. And some tugboats. Nice. Right, well, start running up and down the rivers then. Literally, just start sailing. I don't even know how the sailing part works, so anything you can do to teach me will be highly valued. Asbestos lining. Yes. We'll line the wall with asbestos. To be fair, that is not a terrible idea. Like, asbestos has many good uses, it's just that it's also a tiny bit toxic, but that's the only real drawback of asbestos. The problem that it kills people. That's really the only concern. For everything else, asbestos is great for you, okay? It's just the killing you part that's a problem. That's it. Oh, 19. Oh, God, cannons. Wow. No expense was spared. We've equipped them with light tank armaments. And to be fair, in this day and age, that's probably quite impressive. Speaking of, oh yeah, mobile fortifications. I didn't build any of those. Nor do I necessarily need to. I stole plenty from the Texans. They have no further needs of it. Long-range optics. Binoculars. Ye old Mark 1 eyeball will never go out of style. Mechanic is on duty. Don't forget you can upgrade your Gorse weapons to proper ones. Also upgrade your economy nodes. Silk. I can do that. That's the thing I do. It is within my power to do this. No, we shall not have the smaller cannons. We should only have the biggest cannons. Only the biggest cannons will suffice. Small cannons are for wastrels, pussies, and mongrels. Industrialized fertility. Well, I've got so much money now, so just, like, put money into everything. Yeah. Really? 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 Are you absolutely sure about this? Very well, Texas. If you fucking demand it. Really, Texas? You really want to do this? This is really a thing you desire? I shouldn't have let Texas live. It was a foolish thing. I should have known that the Texans would not maintain peaceful relations. Mercy is a weakness. I say it myself all the time, and yet I too do not learn my own valuable lesson. Mercy is for the foolish. When you have the opportunity to crush your enemies, you need to crush your enemies. As made ever more evident by the betrayal of the people of Texas. There. See? That was a dumb war, wasn't it? That was a foolish war. That was a very pointless war. Yeah, I should have made them puppets, chat. That was the problem. Ah, my good nature stabs me in the back yet again. All I wanted to do was to be nice to them and, you know, give them an opportunity to hang around and be friends with us. I wanted them to be able to enjoy the same liberties as we had. Instead, they betrayed me and stabbed me in the back. For no particular reason. I was even done mostly with eating them all. They had no reason to do this to me. None. Whatsoever. No reason at all. Not in existence. Granted, the tax in human corpses that is still levied upon them and everybody else might be upsetting to some. Damn it, I can't get the best Gauss rifle, because I don't have sophisticated infantry. I only have sophisticated special forces. Jesus, you finished building all of that already. Hark. You do build fast when you need to. Do we even have naval bases? A max level naval base to take care of my little dudes. Fortify our border. I wouldn't be overly surprised if Vulpus was going to look at me with hungry eyes in the not too distant future. Gente de Sol has a war goal against Vulpus's legion. Maybe he will leave us alone. Maybe he will not.
Service guarantees citizenship.
None of this actually gives me the resource I need, does it? Unfortunately, no. Ben, when do Enclave pick fort way out? When do Enclave pick fort way out with power armor? Get 3 elite, 20 with PA units with template. Have no airfield and reformist gets ton of manpower. Have no airfield and reformist get ton of manpower. I don't know what any of that meant, but I am assuming you want me to pick a certain thing in the thing. Oh, you're probably going to need to remind me of that. Damn, I've researched everything now, haven't I? Pretty much. As now, I guess I would just sit here for another 6 years and build up my enormous army of Gorse cannon psychopaths. And to be fair, probably a pretty impressive air force as well. Well, without any further tech tree to go down, I suppose that's pretty much the finish point of our campaign. As now we would just be expanding borders for expansion's sake, with no more storyline to have. Let me have a check of the other factions. Save. I want to check how everybody else is doing. So, top score is the Black Lodge, obviously. Second is Chichen Itza. And then third is me. Alright, considering how tiny my nation was. 59 infantry score. Sweet baby. Jeez, 449 air score. Mother of God. Okay, I need to have a look at that. Oh, and the game crashes. Right, I think the Black Lodge would just overrun the entire universe, it seems like. Without anyone else having much of a hope to do anything about it.
Heresy's the question. Fire is the answer.
Lude. Chichen Itza's a paper tiger. Yep, no, I think they would crumble immediately. They've probably got no air force whatsoever. And most of their dudes probably have melee weapons. Oh yeah, they would be fucking smooshed underneath my elite special forces. Right, so here's Vulpus. Vulpus has a decent army. But not that much, honestly. I could stomp Vulpus.
Heresy's the question.
I could stomp Vulpus very easily. Yeah, Vulpus would not stand a chance. I'd have half his fucking nation before he even managed to move the rest of his troops from the north. And he's researched everything, doesn't he? Yep, he's got nothing left. To be fair, Vulpus actually has sophisticated infantry tech. He's got advanced weaponry. That I did not expect. That would have been nasty if it weren't for the fact that I've got mass drivers now. And he's got advanced special forces too. That's not bad. That's, in fact, a lot better than I would have expected. What's his air tech? Ah, but he's got no air tech. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's painful. He does have proxy AA launchers, so he's not completely useless, but no air tech would... Oh my god, that would hurt. He does get trucks and cars, and wasteland tanks. That's not bad. Doesn't get robots, of course, and went for asymmetric warfare. Yep, makes sense. And he's only got basic navy. Tribal. Interesting. Oh, the tribals have their own tech tree, do they? Neat. Vertibird schematics? Really? Is he producing them? He's not. I can't either. Okay, I don't know what those schematics are for then. And his economy is not great. Right. Yeah, could definitely overrun Vulpus. Does Vulpus have a... He does... Oh, okay. Oh, Jesus. Fucking hell. Jeez. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, there's, Jesus. Yeah, they've got a focus tree. They've definitely got a focus tree, that's for sure. Fuck me, that is quite the focus tree. Holy shit. That is quite the focus tree. Right. Now, what about the Black Lodge? Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Thank you. Right, let me have a look at the other ones then. The real Santa, eat the world, the Skruk Koli, Anbanar awaits. I have a thumbnail on the way for Anbanar. So, soon. An enemy attackman, what to do? What to do? I did win now as the Chain Choir. The Chain Choir has won. They are victorious. They've eaten all of their opposition. Now I'm just looking at everybody else and how they were doing. Jesus, yeah, now that, oh my jeez. Yeah, that's worse. That's worse. The Black Lodge has got a lot of troops. Like a holy fuckload of troops. Do they have Focus 3? They do. Future Gek. The Crimson Forest. Question of cannibalism. Ah. The Blood Cult. Okay. Rivers of Blood. All right. The Black Lodge are basically an army of fucking cannibal savages coming down and eating and destroying everything. Nice. That's pretty nasty. That's pretty nasty indeed. I guess that's why they have claims on literally everybody, because technically, you know, food. Everything is food to the Black Lodge. Oh, Jesus, look at that fucking Air Force. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I see how they smash everyone around them. The Hannibal Hammer from the cannibal hammer from the sky. Jesus. Right. Well, yeah, that explains why they're destroying everybody. They have an enormous air force, and they just rout everything before they can even fight them. Ooh, wow, that's a lot of fucking tech. Holy shit. 5 fucking tech slots. Good god. They get advanced energy weapons. They don't get advanced special forces kit. They get intermediate support. They get intermediate vehicles. Don't get robotics. Conventional warfare. They get intermediate air, of course. Yep. Intermediate navy. They seem like they're just kind of like a all-around better version of the Chained Choir. Yeah, because the trait is they get intermediate standardized tools and proper projects. So they get better industry compared to the Chained Choir. And all they really sacrifice... is advanced special forces kit. And in return, they get advanced energy weapons. Rocket skates? Really? Jesus. Ensured destruction, bomber technology, close air support bomber technology. A little bit of a nuke. Yeah, I understand now why the Black Lodge ate everything. They are enormously powerful, and I don't think I want to fight the Black Lodge. Seems like a bad idea. I feel like if I was going to, I'd need to build up my Air Force for like 5 years. And even then, it'd probably be a close run thing. Yeah, if I sit on my ass for maybe a decade, I think I could take them on. Maybe. Chain Choir was kind of weak for a faction. They're not bad. They're not great. Like, their units are kind of ass. But they're not too bad. They're not terrible. Crimson Acolyte usually gets squished by the Myla cultists, the Super Mutants, or the Washington Brotherhood in the mid-game. But they got lucky in this playthrough. They did. They ate everything. Then also invest in the high-tech components early and often, as that will be a huge bottleneck with power armor, vertibirds, and advanced aircraft. So tier 2 military need 1 PA, power armor, 1 infantry. Jesus. Ah, it's nice to know at least that there's ample boss monsters to fight if one decides to take the campaign to that quite late point. Though I wish there was a way to like forcibly unlock later tech tiers. Well, there kind of is. I guess you can just keep doing wasteland explorations forever and ever until you eventually get lucky and get like plasmas or like mass drivers or something. But the fact that the tech kind of stops around like 2 to 8, 5, 6 or so for most factions, kind of means that you run out of stuff in a while. But still, that has been Old World Blues, a Heart of Iron 4 mod, and a really, really good one at that, with a nice, creepy, pure evil faction. I like it. Communist Canada when? Well, Communist Canada whenever chat decides to start funding for it. There you go. That's Canada, Communist Canada, which is in the game. You can play Communist Canada in this game. There are actually factions that are basically that. They would be, they'd be kind of awful to play. I shan't lie. I think they would be painful. I think they would be extraordinarily painful. But perhaps they are possible. Maybe. Right. Until next time, chat. Probably we'll do Snoot Game tomorrow to wrap that up with Lum Lum. And then, well, we're closing in on the holidays. Will I start Witcher in December? I did say I was going to try to, and I do have the art for it now. Hold on. Let's see. There you go. I'll show you the Witcher thumbnail. There we go. There's the Witcher thumbnail. White has outdone himself with this one. And I'll also commission a nice little sexy pin-up of each of the main girls to give out to everyone as a gift for meeting the, what I was hoping to be unreasonable funding goal. I was going to do Vampire as like the Christmas gift, so there might be not enough time for The Witcher in December. But January, at the absolute latest, we are going to get started on The Witcher, which is going to take a while. A while indeed. Oy. I'm not sure I'm looking forward to it. Well, when chat pays me to stop because I'm complaining about the combat, I'm sure we can arrange something. Ben, did I miss you, Super Ben? Did I? Oh, Zippy the Straight on Rumble. Have you subsumed Brazil yet? People would be proud. Sadly, Brazil isn't in this game yet. Not in a major faction kind of way, anyways. I'm sure they will probably add it, though. Super Past Month Enclave. That one? Reformers Enclave or some mod? Iminako, yeah, no, just summarize it for me. Just summarize the total amount for me. Yes, I've counted everything towards the day, but you said the month. You'll need to summarize for me, Ben. Summarize, Ben! Summarize! Silly Willies, expecting me to do fucking math or something. Terrible. Terrible. Terrible, chat. Right, tomorrow, Snoot game. We'll finish the Snoot game, no matter how long it takes. Well, we'll see. Have a good night, chat.